angels, it's Hailey Reese and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so grateful that you are here and I really do hope that you are having an absolutely incredible morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you when this video finally reaches you. Today's video is one that I am so excited to get into because we are once again diving headfirst into absolutely horrifying glitch in the matrix experiences. Now, these experiences are some that would truly leave you feeling absolutely crazy. But with the amount of glitch in the matrix experiences coming forward, I'm starting to wonder if those who don't believe in them are crazier than those who have experienced them. Interesting thought. Regardless, I am so excited to share these experiences with you guys here today and hear all of your thoughts, theories, and opinions down below. In the coming days, we're going to dive deeper into some really dark, twisted, and crazy theories regarding the increase in glitch in the matrix experiences. So with all of that being said, sit back, relax, maybe turn a light on, because today's video is about to be terrifying and at the very least, unexplainable. Let's get into them. This first experience is one that I really want you to imagine yourself in this person's shoes and how you would feel if this was your reality. Here's the deal. My best friend Ethan and I grew up together. We were inseparable from the time we were about 5 years old. His family lived down the street from mine, and we spent every single day together, riding bikes, playing video games, building forts. He was practically a brother to me. He even came on family vacations with us. My parents loved him. He was at my birthday parties, at Christmas with us, the whole deal. Everyone knew Ethan. It was always Ethan this and Ethan that around the house. If you've had a friend like this, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But here's where things get truly messed up. A few days ago, I was talking to my parents about some old photos I found from when we were kids. I was going through a box of old things and came across a picture from a family trip to the beach. Ethan's in it, smiling and holding a beach ball next to me. I was laughing and remembering the good times, so I casually brought it up to my mom. It was something along the lines of, "Hey, remember that trip to the beach? Ethan and I had a blast that year, didn't we?" My mom's face froze. She stared at me for a second before she said, "Who's Ethan?" I thought she was joking at first. I laughed and said, "Come on, you know Ethan. He was always at our house when we were kids. He even came on family vacations with us." But my mom shook her head, thinking that I was confusing him with someone else, claiming that we'd never went on vacation with anyone named Ethan. I felt this cold rush of confusion hit me. I showed her the picture I was talking about, thinking that would spark her memory. She stared at it and then said something that made my heart stop. I remember it exactly because it was that traumatic. "That's not our trip, and I don't know who that is." I tried to explain it, but the more I talked, the more strange it all felt. She didn't even remember Ethan at all. I asked my dad about it later that night, and same thing. He stared at me like I was crazy and insisted that no one named Ethan had ever been part of our lives. The weirdest part, it wasn't just them. I called my sister and she swore she didn't remember any friend named Ethan. She even went as far as saying that we never had a friend like that, which was insane. My sister and Ethan were close too. She and I both used to fight over who got to sit next to him on our car rides. I honestly thought I was losing my damn mind, so I reached out to some old friends. I messaged one of the guys that we used to hang out with, and even he was like, "Ethan who?" So I started to panic. I even tried calling Ethan's old phone number. No answer. It just went straight to voicemail. I Googled his name, but nothing came up. I checked social media, looked at old school yearbooks. Nothing. It was like he just vanished. To make things even worse, the more I ask about him, the more my family insists I've been imagining things. They even went as far as to say I might have made up a friend when I was younger. But that doesn't make any sense. I didn't make up Ethan. He was real. We hung out all the time. I remember everything. I have the beach photo. Now, it's like I'm the only one who remembers him. I can't stop thinking about what the hell is going on. It's like some sort of glitch in the system, which brings me here, sharing it. I don't know if I'm actually losing my mind or if I'm in some alternate reality, or if something really is just messing with my memories. Has anyone experienced something like this? Is it possible that people can just forget someone entirely, like they were never real? Please, I need to know if this happened to anyone else. Now, this person was not alone in their experience. Countless experiences began surfacing of people who remember spending years, months, weeks away with those that they got close to, only to be told that they never existed, or that they only ever existed to them. Like, truly imagine this happening to you. I can't even fathom that this is happening to so many people. And why? Again, we're going to dig deeper in some upcoming videos, but I'd love to hear your opinions down below. And with all of that said, let's get into the next one. It was around 3 p.m. when it happened, just after lunch. I was sitting at my kitchen table, scrolling through my phone. I'd finished eating, and the house was unusually quiet. My roommate was out, and there was this odd stillness in the air. Nothing felt off at first, but then it happened. I glanced up at the clock on the wall. It was 3:02 p.m. I turned back to my phone and checked a few emails, and then maybe 5 minutes later, I looked at the clock again. 3:02 p.m. I freaked out. The clock time had not moved. Not a minute, not a second. The same time, the same hands right there on the clock. I shook my head, half laughing, telling myself the clock must be broken. I stood up, went over, turned the hands of the clock to the right time, 3:07 p.m., and then just sat back down. But the second I looked away, the clock was back to 3:02. I felt a rush of panic, stood up again, trying to make sense of everything that's been going on, trying not to dwell on it, but knowing I'd changed the clock. Maybe it was some weird coincidence. Maybe the battery was dead and I distracted myself, checking my phone. Checking the time on my phone now, 3:07 p.m. I glanced back at the clock. 3:02. This time, it felt like someone had slapped me in the face. I could swear that the clock hadn't moved at all, and yet here I was, checking it over and over, caught in this loop. The air around me felt heavy, like the room itself was folding in on me. So I grabbed my jacket to get out of the house. But when I opened the door to leave, the world outside was completely still. No cars, no people walking, not even a breeze. I stepped back inside, heart racing. The room seemed normal, but not. I glanced over at the clock once more, half expecting it to be 3:02 again. But it wasn't. It was 3:08. I walked over and turned it again just to see what would happen. This time, I let go of the hands, stood back, and it didn't move. It was like someone had just reset everything, like I'd crossed into another timeline where time just forgot how to work. I still don't know what happened, and I haven't touched the clock since. I've kept my phone's time on me at all times now, as if holding on to something real will keep me grounded. But every now and then when I glance at a clock, I wonder if I'm still stuck in a moment or trapped in a loop, just waiting for it to start all over again. We have talked a lot about how time in the way that we view it is very exclusive to an earthly experience. When we cross on, when we leave our earthly bodies and earth in general, time does not exist in the way in which we measure it now. So it is really interesting to consider why time was acting and behaving in a way like this for them. But what do you think? I was sitting at my desk, working on my laptop when I noticed something strange out of the corner of my eye. The wall across from me where a bookshelf was supposed to be looked different. I don't mean just a little, like the angle of light or the way that the shadows shifted. No, it was like the entire shelf was gone, replaced by a plain untextured wall. Because, well, the entire shelf was gone. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and tried to focus. When I now looked back, the bookshelf was there again, exactly as it should be, with its clutter of books and little knickknacks. I thought I might have just been tired, but the feeling of unease didn't leave. Later, I went for a walk to clear my head, and I passed the same park I walk through every day. Nothing unusual, except when I looked at a specific bench by the pond, there was a woman sitting there reading a book, her blonde hair tucked behind her ear, her very specific sweater still on. I knew this because I swear I had seen her a few minutes ago, but on the other side of the park, walking out the opposite direction. At first, I thought it was a coincidence, but the more I looked, the more I noticed some small oddities. A bird that flew by twice, unmistakably. A car that passed by and came back around, as if retracing its exact route. I tried to ignore it, but when I got home and checked my phone, there was a notification that I'd already read. One that I knew for certain hadn't been there 5 minutes ago. I checked my messages, and one from a friend I'd been talking to earlier was now gone. I almost convinced myself it was nothing, just a string of strange coincidences. But then, just before bed, I reached for the lamp on my nightstand. It flicked once, twice, and then the light went out completely. I twisted the bulb, checked the switch, and tried to turn it on again, but nothing. I sighed, turned to my phone for light, and when I glanced back at the lamp, it was on again, glowing perfectly and brightly. It sounds ridiculous, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd just crossed over some invisible threshold, a small, imperceptible glitch in the fabric of everything, like the world had stuttered for a fraction of a second and then resumed without anyone noticing. And that right there is maybe the most horrifying part. How often? I am so curious to hear from you guys what it is that you think of these experiences, and more specifically, what it is that you think is going on. I've mentioned it twice in this video already, but I do have a couple of really big videos coming to my channel soon where we dive deeper into the behind the scenes of all of these experiences and what really is going on here that's creating all of these undeniable glitch in the matrices. I want to know all of your theories and thoughts down below. While you're at that, if you have any content suggestions, make sure to comment those down below too. And that is it for today's video. If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you enjoy my content, I am uploading every single day this month, so make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button, and please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness, and until tomorrow, I love you. Bye, guys.